Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. So, Jesse Lingard is likely to leave Manchester United this week. FC Porto want to get him on a season-long loan. This is stemming from Rob Dawson from ESPN. Now, I think that Manchester United should get rid of Jesse Lingard because obviously, he isn't he doesn't regularly get in the team now, does he? Lingard has been part of the club for several years. He's been at Manchester United since 2000. He was in our U setup for several years, and he's been in our senior squad since 2011. I think in the Premier League, Lingard has made 133 appearances in the Premier League and scored around 31 goals, something like that. Lingard has won the FA Cup with Manchester United, he's won the Europa League, he's won the Community Shield, and he's won the EFL Cup and scored in 3 of our finals. Lingard's just got under a year left on his Manchester United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. Solskjaer was saying a few weeks ago he wants Jesse Lingard to stay at the football club. The Portugal transfer window doesn't shut until the 25th of October. And you can say we've got a pretty good relationship with FC Porto because we've just purchased Alex Telles off them. So that's the breaking news on Jesse Lingard, and it did say a few weeks ago that Tottenham were interested in him. It said Tottenham were preparing to put around a £30 million bidding for him. Jose Mourinho said he was keen on a reunion with the player. But a lot of players have left Manchester United since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in. We saw quite a few players leave in the summer transfer window. Obviously, Diego Dalot went out on loan to AC Milan. Andres Pereira, he went out on loan to Lazio for 1 season. I think we loaned Joe Pereira out again for another season. Dylan Levitt, he went out on loan. We also loaned to Heath Chonau. Sanchez, of course, joined Inter Milan permanently. Chris Smalling, he obviously joined Roma on deadline day. Farewell to Chris Smalling. Smalling enjoyed a good 10 years at Manchester United, made 323 appearances for us in all competitions. Obviously, there's other players that have left as well. Obviously, Lukaku, he left in the summer of 2019. Herrera also left the football club in the summer of 2019. Fellaini, he left in January 2019. Darmian, he also left the football club. Valencia, he also left. Ashley Young, he left in January. Angel Gomez, he also left the football club. There's a few other players that we're looking to get rid of as well. We're obviously looking to get rid of Marcus Rojo, and we're also looking to get rid of Phil Jones. Now, let me delve into some more news. So, Manchester United have confirmed the shirt numbers for Alex Telles and Facundo Pellistri. Alex Telles is going to be wearing the number 27 shirt. We got Alex Telles for around 15.4 million. I think there was also add-ons included. And he signed a 4-year deal with the club with an option of a further year. Very, very delighted with the Alex Telles signing because he is a left back, and I said that Manchester United needed a left back. Facundo Pellistri, he'll be wearing the number 28 shirt. We've just got him for £9 million. He's just signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United with an option of a further year. We got him from Club Atletico Penaril. He did currently play under Diego Forlan, who's a former Manchester United player. Don't really know much about him, to be honest with you, but I think he's getting straight into the first team. Edinson Cavani, he's Manchester United's new number 7. I've just read up saying that Edinson Cavani's debut is on hold at the moment due to COVID-19 restrictions. We obviously got Edinson Cavani on a free transfer. Edinson Cavani has signed a 2-year contract with Manchester United, and I think we are paying him around £200,000 a week, so he's one of the highest paid players at the club. Edinson Cavani left PSG earlier on in the summer. He endured 7 seasons with PSG. He scored 200 goals in 301 games in all competitions. He scored 50 goals in 116 internationals for Uruguay. When PSG got him, they paid around €64 million for him from Napoli. But Cavani now being in, it will provide more competition for Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial is unavailable for the game against Newcastle after the international break because obviously he got sent off against Tottenham and he has got a suspension. So that's the latest news on that. Don't forget, we've also got Amad Traore from Atlanta, but he won't be joining the football club until January. I think we've got him in a deal worth $37.2 million. I think we're paying like $19 million up front with around $18.1 million in add-ons. I think at the first it was around $27.5 million, but the fee had risen up with the agent fees. Fabrizio Romano confirmed this. He is only 18. He became the first player born in the 2000s to score in the Serie A, and that was last year. But Amad Traore was very close to joining Parma on loan, at least until January, but his move to Parma did not materialise. Obviously, we got Donny van der Beek, haven't we? I think he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. He currently wears the number 34 shirt. We got Donny van der Beek, was it in a deal worth £40 million. Donny van der Beek signed a 5-year deal with the football club, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. But yeah, in total, in the summer transfer window, we made 5 signings. Obviously, made 4 of them 5 signings on deadline day, didn't we? Don't forget. And obviously, in January, we brought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in, didn't we? And obviously, in the summer of 2019, we brought James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire into the club. So Solskjaer spent a good £200 million now at Manchester United. Now, I'm going to go through with you how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can avoid getting sacked as Manchester United manager. And that's obviously no results. They've got to get better. We have enjoyed a bad start to this season. We've obviously lost 2 of our opening 3 league games. And both of these defeats have come at Old Trafford. We lost our first game against Crystal Palace by 3-1. That was our worst defeat on an opening day of a Premier League season since 1995. And obviously, we recently lost to Tottenham by 6-1. That's our worst defeat under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, and it's actually our worst defeat since Alex Ferguson's retirement. I think the last time we lost 6-1 was to Manchester City back in 2011, which is 9 years or so ago now. And Solskjaer made an admission after the game saying it was his worst day in his managerial career. And to be quite honest with you, we was very, very lucky to beat Brighton in the league. We won that game by 3-2, but in reality, that game should have ended 2-2, shouldn't it? But we currently sit in 16th in the Premier League. And we've only registered 3 points from 3 league games. So results must get better. I think there's definitely players that have got to step up to the plate, because there's a lot of players that have been inconsistent for Manchester United, and there's a lot of players that have had a bad start to this season. Like I said, David De Gea, I don't think he's good enough anymore, and I think the club could possibly sell David De Gea next year. David De Gea is going to remain our number one this season, but I don't think he should remain our number one. I think, Dean Henderson should be our number one, because Dean Henderson is reliable enough now to become our number one goalkeeper, because in Dean Henderson's last 2 games, he's kept 2 clean sheets. In David De Gea's last 3 games, he's let 11 goals in. This is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United. He has made around 6-7 appearances, something like that for us in all competitions. He's made over 300 appearances in the Premier League. He has won everything domestically at the football club, and he has won individual awards reflecting on his good run of performances over the years. We paid just over £18 million for De Gea from Atletico Madrid back in 2011. And when De Gea does leave Manchester United, I think he will go back to Spain. And Wan-Bissaka, he's enjoyed a poor start to this season. I think Manchester United will keep him by all means. I also thought towards the end of last season, Wan-Bissaka looked off the pace. But Wan-Bissaka's got to improve his attacking intent, because that's what he's lacking at the moment. But in the vast majority of his games, his defensive contribution's always been very good. This is Wan-Bissaka's 2nd season at the club. Got to give him more time. Last season was his 1st season at the club. We got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace last summer. Harry Maguire, he's also enjoyed a bad start to this season. He's had quite a lot of bad games as a Manchester United player. I think Solskjaer's got to take the captaincy of Harry Maguire and probably give it to Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno Fernandes is the one that shows fantastic leadership in the team. But Solskjaer's confirmed that Harry Maguire will remain Man United captain this season. As it stands at the moment, Harry Maguire is the 2nd most expensive sign at the club and the most expensive centre-half in the world. Victor Lindelof, I think we could sell him next year. He's had a bad start to the season. Obviously, he was accountable for all of Crystal Palace's 3 goals in the opening day defeat. Victor Lindelof has had some good games, but he's also had a lot of bad games as a Man United player. Lindelof's enjoyed a good 3 years or so now at the club. Obviously, we got him back in 2017 from Benfica for around, £30 million. But Lindelof may find game time now hard now anyway, because Solskjaer's confirmed he will play Eric Bailly regularly alongside Maguire. But I think Bailly is a better centre-half than Lindelof. My only element of concern about Bailly is that he is injury prone. Luke Shaw, he hasn't had the best starts to this season, let's be honest. Not so long ago recovered from an ankle injury. Well, he sustained this ankle injury towards the end of last season, didn't he? Obviously, he's no longer going to be our first choice left back. Obviously, with Alex Telles coming in. But if we was to go with, the 3-5-2 formation, then obviously, you could put Luke Shaw as a left centre back and Alex Telles at wing back, couldn't you? I still think Luke Shaw's a good player for us. He's just injury prone. That's my only element of concern about him. Shaw's enjoyed a good 6 years or so now at Manchester United. Got him from Southampton back in 2014 for around £30 million. Fred, McTominay, Matic, they haven't had the best of starts to this season. I think there's a possibility chance that Fred could be moved on next year. A few weeks ago, there was rumours of Fred leaving the football club, but Fred came out and said that he wants to stay at Manchester United and he wants to be an essential player and win trophies for the club. Fred has been at Manchester United now for a few years, paid £52 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. I think he had some good games though, to be fair, last season. Looked very, very mobile in that midfield. Nemanja Matic, I think he'll stay for this season, but obviously Matic is aging up now. Not so long ago, he signed a 3-year deal with Man United, didn't he? Matic has enjoyed a good 3 years or so now at the club. We got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. McTominay. My concern about McTominay is in a lot of the games he plays, he seems to be too safe with the possession, and in quite a few games his positioning seems to be poor, just like it was in the 3-0 win against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. I think we'll keep McTominay. Don't forget he did sign a 5-year deal with Manchester United, so he committed his future with the club. Paul Pogba, he's definitely not enjoyed a good start to this season. There's still a possibility chance that Paul Pogba could leave at some point next year. Don't forget, we have been in the process of trying to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the club to end the uncertainty over his future, because let's be honest, he has had a long-running transfer saga. Now, as it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for the further year. I think Mini Raiola, Pogba's agent, confirmed before we kicked off our season. He said that Pogba wants to stay at Man United and he will hold talks over a new contract. Was it at the turn of the year we was critical of his agent, Mini Raiola? Main explanation because he publicly criticised Solskjaer and Manchester United. But as it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him. This is now his 5th season at the club, Paul Pogba, since he rejoined from Juventus. But at one point it was looking very, very imminent that he was going to be going to Real Madrid. Around this time last year, made an admission saying that he wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge. There was obviously no talks about him possibly going back to Juventus. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. Inter Milan, PSG and Barca have been in for him before. Pogba has made over 100 appearances for Man United in all competitions since he rejoined. He's won the Europa League and the League Cup with us. Don't forget we had him when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. And for the vast majority of last season, didn't really have a perception on him because he was out with that ankle injury. But there's quite a lot of Manchester United fans now that think, Paul Pogba's not good enough to represent the club. So in my opinion, these are the players that have obviously got to step up to the plate. I think also for Solskjaer to avoid getting the sack, his decision making's got to improve, because in a lot of his games at Manchester United, he has been very tactically naive. I think he's also got to exceed his expectations. So I think Solskjaer's got to guide us to a top 4 finish. And he's also got to win a trophy with the club this season, because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, and we haven't won a trophy for over 3 years. So, these are the things I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got to do, but I think Solskjaer is aware that he is under serious pressure at Manchester United. Solskjaer's managed around, 94, 95 games now for the club. He's won over 50 games as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has been with us now almost 2 years. And there's not everything's negative regarding him. There's some positives to take from his tenure and that. To be fair to him, he has made some good signings. I like the way he's promoted the youth. He's giving the young players their opportunities. He's also brought more academy players in. He's got rid of players. We've also had some good periods under him. We went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. We also went on a 14-game unbeaten run in the Premier League. And we did well in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. Reflect on what I did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager. This is why we're giving the job permanently, because he did very, very well when he was temporary boss. Solskjaer's just got under 2 years left on his current contract at the club. This is his second full season as Manchester United manager, isn't it? And I always said, and I said it towards the end of last season, Solskjaer needed another season at the club. Solskjaer was saying, before this season started, he had a lot of confidence going on to this season. From where we left off last season, basically, to be fair to Solskjaer last season, he exceeded most of his expectations. Obviously got us qualification for the Champions League. We also finished third. That's the second highest we've finished, I think, since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. And we also progressed to 3 semi-finals. And don't forget, the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season for 30 years. And at that point, Solskjaer was very close to getting sacked as Manchester United manager. But I think the blame stems from more or less everybody. Some of the blame stems from Solskjaer. Players have obviously got to take responsibility. But a lot of the blame stems from the board. Because I think the managers that we've had since Alex Ferguson retired have not been backed enough. And I don't think Solskjaer's been backed enough as Manchester United manager. And like I said before, I think Solskjaer deserves more backing, because don't forget, throughout the course of the summer transfer window, he publicly admitted that Manchester United have got to spend money. But we've been critical of the board for several years because our recruitment policy's been gashed for several years. Like I mentioned, we've also overpaid for players. I think a lot of the players we've brought in since Ferguson retired haven't been the right calibre players for Man United. There's some players we've given contracts to who we shouldn't have given contracts to. That's another one. You've had, obviously, Woodward, that's been at the football club since 2012. He's been with us around 8 years. So, the Glazers, they've been with us since 2005. They've been with us around 15 years. And Matt Judge, he's been at the football club around 7 years or so now. But I think the biggest culprits are the Glazers. I don't think the Glazers are obviously going to sell the club. The Glazers, I don't think, are going to get rid of Woodward like they should. The Glazers are the ones that obviously recommended Woodward in, and they also recommended Matt Judge in. But, Solskjaer revealed quite a few times during that summer transfer window that he was very infuriated with the board. You know what I mean? But let's also put into the equation, Solskjaer is inheriting a lot of players here from the Jose Mourinho era. Still a few players here from the Van Gaal era. Still one player here from the Moyes era. And still a few players here. Well, a couple of players here from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. But Solskjaer, I think, brought around 10 senior players now into the football club, hasn't he? We have not won the Premier League title since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. We haven't made any title challenge up in the last 7 years, and I think we're probably at least 3 or 4 years off from winning the Premier League title, But But we are the most successful team in Premier League history because we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier League titles. But in the last 7 years, you know, we've had different managers with different philosophies, haven't we? You know, 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson left, and that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. We've spent close to the £1 billion range on players, or it might be £1 billion now, including what we spent under Solskjaer. We've also got players on big contracts at the club. And in the last 7 years, we've only won 3 trophies. The FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Mourinho. Well, you can say 4 if you want to count the Community Shield. Like I updated you yesterday, there has been talks of Mauricio Pochettino replacing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Manchester United. You know, we have been in contact with Pochettino's representatives and all of that. I think Pochettino would be the right manager for Manchester United because he's well Premier League proven. You know, my only element of concern about Pochettino is that he's not won anything in terms of silverware, but I think he's interested in coming in. Pochettino was linked with a managerial role at Man United before Solskjaer obviously came in December 2018. But he will be our next manager if we do sack Solskjaer. He really, really will. But like I said to you, we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. You know, it doesn't matter who our manager is. I don't think anybody at the club will replicate Ferguson's legacy or last as long as Sir Alex Ferguson did. That's one thing I can confirm with you. You know, Ferguson endured 20-odd years at the club, won a total of 38 major honours, obviously including 13 Premier League titles, but he didn't settle in straight away, Ferguson, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United, did he? Don't forget. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes, explore on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless you all again very, very soon.